Tomorrow is Small Business Saturday, and in America, 80% of businesses support hiring veterans, while nearly 50% already have. But returning to the workforce means so much more than the money, and we've brought a veteran-owned business panel to weigh in. Joining us now, founder of Pocket Square Heroes, Christopher Costa, CEO of Grunt Style, Daniel Alarik, and CEO of Norie Shoe Company, Natasha Standard. Thank you all so much for being with us, and thank you all for your service. Christopher, let's start with you. Tell us about why you started Pocket Square Heroes.
I started Pocket Square Heroes as a way to connect with other veterans out there in the networking community, in the workspace. I did it as my way to get them out and social when they returned from deployments and got out of the military.
So it was more than just about the pocket squares for you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's very unique.
And they may look familiar to some of our viewers because Pete and Brian, they all support the company and wear the squares. Daniel, you have a great clothing company now, but I understand that you really struggled with transitioning from military to civilian life. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So I was a drill sergeant down at Fort Benning, Georgia, when my wife strongly encouraged me to get out at that time. I missed my entire first year of her baby and, the whole pregnancy bit. But that left me with two problems. One, I didn't want to get out. I love that whole connection to the culture of pride and patriotism. And the other one is I didn't know how to feed my family. There's not a whole lot of infantry drill sergeant jobs in Chicago. So I kind of solved both problems with one solution, and that's just show off your pride by wearing it on your back and wearing it around the country. Slept in my car for the next 3 years, selling T-shirts until where we are today, about 300 awesome people.
Wow, and you say Grunt Style's mission is to be the most patriotic clothing company out there? And I think some of your shirts are right here. Also, I see some bourbon bottles.
Yes.
You're doing this on the side as well?
Yeah, it's after 4. Why
Clothing
not?
and bourbon, what could be better? All right, Natasha, tell us about your service and how you started Norie Shoes.
So I'm a retired major. I did 20 years in the Army. I was a logistics officer. I served most of my time at Fort Bragg because I'm a paratrooper. So I started Norie Shoes because after each deployment, I would buy myself something very nice, a luxury item, and they would be shoes and they would be uncomfortable. And I said that there had to be a better way.
And what kind of way is that? Why are your shoes more comfortable?
So my shoes are more comfortable because I will never design a shoe that's more than 4 inches high. This is a 3.75-inch heel. The bed of the shoe is wider, so it's more comfortable. All of my shoes are for the working woman, so I call them wearable and walkable shoes for the working woman.
That sounds awesome. That sounds right up my alley personally. You know, you three, you've all been successful in the military and also with starting your own businesses, but what would you say to somebody watching right now who is a veteran, struggling, maybe can't find a job, and can't even possibly fathom starting their own business? Christopher?
There's an enormous amount of veteran incubators out there that can guide them along the way. They would start online and continue to proceed. They should utilize their education benefits. That would be the first start. They can go ahead and learn different business tactics. There's several sources online that can help them grow.
Yeah. Daniel, what kind of advice would you give veterans out there that may be struggling?
Absolutely. Well, you're not alone, and this is not a unique encounter for anyone. So if you can realize it and be humble enough to reach out and say, you know what, I need help, whether it's on social media, you can reach out to our customer service. They'll help, whatever.
Wow, yeah.
There's a lot of people that want to help you who've gone down that path. It's here's the skills, here's what I know, here's the mistakes I made. Don't do this, do this. One of the biggest skills a lot of vets don't have is learning to sell.
Yeah.
So if you're going to start your own business or you're not sure what you want, go get a sales job somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. And from the conversations that I've had with other veterans, it sounds like one of the things that people struggle with when they transition back into civilian life is that they can't find people that can really relate to them. So working for a company that hires veterans like yours could be a great place to start, right, Natasha?
Right, exactly. I would say it was a turning point in my entrepreneurial journey was entrepreneurship boot camp for veterans at Syracuse University. It was phenomenal. It's a week-long course. If you're a veteran, go online, look that up, get in contact with those guys, and they can take you, to the process of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and getting to some news of the day, President Trump made a surprise visit to visit troops in Afghanistan and serve them Thanksgiving dinner yesterday. What does that do for the morale of the troops that he visited?
Oh, I'm sure that made them all feel very excited, honored. Politics all aside, that's an honor.
Yeah, that's right. What about you, Daniel?
Absolutely. I mean, just knowing that, hey, we're not forgotten is really, really cool feeling.
Yeah. Could you ever imagine getting a visit from the president when you were in the military? That's
absolutely. When I was deployed, the president came, and you feel special. You feel you're not left behind, and you know that America has your back when that happens.
Especially at a time like now, where you are in Afghanistan, and you're thinking about your kids and your wife being at home, and you're not there. And so many people are doing that today and throughout the holiday season. Did you ever have to experience anything like that?
Yes. Back when I deployed, we deployed, it wasn't under combat conditions, but we deployed to Okinawa.
Yeah.
And it was hard to be away. My father had actually passed right before we left.
Yeah.
So it was stressful.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow, like we said, is Small Business Saturday. So everybody watching, remember to shop small business and, more importantly, a veteran-owned small business. Chris, Daniel, Natasha, thank you so much for being with us.
Awesome. Thanks so much.